Hi, Whitney Harding from NBC4. My question is for Dr. Acton, but I would also like to hear Governor DeWine's thoughts on this as well. Unfortunately, during times of crisis, people take advantage of fear and panic. I've seen in one of our neighboring states that there were fake drive-up testing centers happening in most particularly the poorer parts of town. My question for you, Dr. Acton, is what can people in Ohio look for if they see something like this and know it's not real, it's not true, because these people were taking health insurance information, DNA swabs. I mean, that's very scary. So what advice would you give? And then, like I said, Governor DeWine, if you have thoughts, I'd like to hear them as well.
I think all three of us have some very strong feelings about this. And first of all, if anyone hears of something like this, please let us know right away. It's a travesty of this time. You know, most people are rising to the occasion and doing acts that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And there are people in all different spheres right now who are taking advantage of the situation. It's really important at home to know that you should be getting, no one can get tested right now in Ohio without the help of their physician or primary care person. Maybe it's a nurse practitioner. So you will be referred for testing. And unfortunately, most people who are outpatient aren't being tested right now. So please know, unless you've been given very specific instructions about how to be tested, which most likely will be involving a hospital system or a site that they have set up that is not given out to the public at large. It's done through going through the patient medical record. Don't let anyone take advantage of you that way. There are numerous scams going on right now, and we have to be hyper vigilant, some of which I hope we're highlighting on our website. We'll share those, but it is unfortunate. It's also unfortunate that, you know, we're being pitted against each other to buy things right now. And there are a lot, for as many great offers, there's also a lot of really false offers out there. And that's one of the reasons it's been so hard for us to give you exact numbers, because even as the state, we're having to weed through what is sort of a free-for-all out there. Really, really, really be careful out there, folks, and we'll try to get you good information when we hear of these scams. Governor and Lieutenant Governor.
Well, my experience has been that in crisis, Ohioans usually rise to the occasion, whether it's a tornado, whether it's a flood, bad fire, whatever it is. You see neighbors coming in, you see total strangers coming in to help. It's also, unfortunately, been my experience that there's just a small minority of people who are scam artists, you know, and they just use that as an opportunity. They were scam artists before. They're still scam artists. They'll always be scam artists, probably. And they come in and they want to prey on people. So, you know, as Dr. Acton said, if any of you see that out there, let us know, because we want to broadcast that, and I know the news media wants to broadcast that and say, look out for this scam.
Yeah, if I could add to that, there are lots of scams that are going on, trying to hide, you know, pretending like you're an employment agency to get somebody's employment data, trying to sell things that they try to scam us for a lot of times for buying these masks that aren't, you know, that aren't true. There are all kinds of those things going on. And, you know, people who violate trust at a time like this are particularly a bad group of people. And they should be turned over to law enforcement. Let the Attorney General's office know. I know Dave Yost, who's our Attorney General, would want to get on this kind of stuff right away. And also make sure your local health department, local officials know so that they can intervene as well. This is just violating this trust during a time like this is an especially cruel thing to do.